All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We've been saying it all summer before free agency even began. Do not fade the Washington Commanders. Adam Peters in the building, the fresh new GM has changed everything. He's changed the aura. He's changed the dynamic. He's brought in over 20 free agents in the first couple of weeks of free agency. They still have the most cap space in the NFC. And we're like 3 weeks away from the draft, folks. The Commanders have 6 total picks inside the top 100. Everybody's focused on pick number 2. Are they taking Drake May? Are they taking Jaden Daniels? Could they even take JJ McCarthy in a trade back? Blah, blah, blah. We'll deal with that when it comes. You're going to see so much speculation. Like, just for example, the odds on the Commanders' number 2 pick overall via MyBookie: Jaden Daniels minus 120, Drake May minus 105, JJ McCarthy plus 325. That's going to change on a day-to-day, maybe even hour-to-hour basis. The Commanders' future QB1 will be Jaden Daniels, Drake May, or JJ McCarthy. And yeah, like I said, that's just going to continue to change, most likely between Drake May and Jaden Daniels in the next 3 weeks until the draft. But I think a lot of analysts are missing the point on what Washington and Adam Peters are doing. They're adding these complementary pieces. And Washington didn't make, this crazy splash signing, but they did pick up a bunch of intriguing prospects. And the thing is this, you're going to see who sticks and who doesn't stick, and you're going to evaluate this team in one season from now. The Washington Commanders' overall win-loss total that Vegas has them at is 7.5. And I think that if the quarterback hits, I think it should be Jaden Daniels, but even if it's Drake May, if the QB hits, I guarantee you they will be like the Houston Texans of last season. It depends, obviously, on who QB1's going to be. But folks, I love what they're doing right now. So before we get into today's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Commanders fans, appreciate you guys as always. If you could try and get this video to 250 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So I want to talk about the linebacker spot real quick, because Bobby Wagner, 183 tackles last season. He is up there in age, but he's still getting the job done. And they also picked up Frankie Louvu. So on this channel, I've been saying you're going to see a couple of these players, mainly on the defense, right? Because offensively, their most notable moves thus far have been, Austin Eckler as a great complimentary back to Brian Robinson Jr. They picked up Tyler Biadasz, Nick Allegretti at the offensive line. You got to win in the trenches. And then, Marcus Mariota technically is QB1 right now. While I'm on that topic, I said this in my last Commanders video, and I'll say it again. I am glad they traded away Sam Howell. We know Sam Howell got the short end of the stick last season. We know it happened. But at the end of the day, when you're bringing in a fresh rookie QB at pick number 2, you just want to move on from that guy in your back pocket who, let's say Jaden Daniels or Drake May struggles in the first 4 to 6 weeks of the NFL season, like they probably will because they're rookies. You don't want outside noise to start harping in on, oh, you know what, it should be Sam Howell. Let Sam Howell run the offense and then move to Jaden Daniels or Drake May in year 2, or maybe at the end of the season when Washington's only at 5 or 6 wins, then let the rookie QB go. So I think it just keeps everything clean. It prevents any outside noise from just getting in the way here. But we know, once again, Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu, new boost at the linebacker position, right? You have Dan Quinn. And here's what Dan Quinn said about Bobby Wagner. And he says exactly what we've been saying on this channel, that they're multipliers, right? Here's the quote. He's all that I love about football. He's a tackler. He's aggressive. He's tough. He's smart. He takes care of himself. What I'm hopeful to see, and I'm certain it'll happen, he's a multiplier. Wags is, because this is how the standard is. This is how I operate. This is a process to go through. If you're a young linebacker being around somebody, this is the exact type of linebacker you'd want to be around. Seeing that standard of how we operate, I thought that was really important. And so that's why I'm so lit up about getting him here. Adam Peters hits the nail on the freaking head here of what we've been saying on this channel. Guys like Bobby Wagner are going to turn Frankie Louvu into stars. Guys like Bobby Wagner are going to go not only all across the defensive board, all ages, rookies, role players, veterans, doesn't matter your age. He is going to be a multiplier, and he is going to help bring out the best and the most potential out of your entire defensive squad. Folks, we look at this defense. The main additions, Jeremy Chin, I love the move. Frankie Louvu, love the move. Bobby Wagner, love the move. And then you got a couple of interesting pieces on their defensive edge in Dorrance Armstrong, Dante Fowler Jr., and Clelin Ferrell. Now, the most intriguing guy, in my opinion, is Dorrance Armstrong because he was with Dallas the last 2 seasons, or his entire career. But in the last 2 seasons was when he kind of finally got an opportunity. He was more of a complementary spot type of player, right? Situational, right? On the edge. 17 games played, right? Only one start. 38 total tackles, 12 quarterback hits, 7.5 sacks. The year prior, only 5 starts, played all 17 games, 8.5 sacks, and 16 total quarterback hits. This is obviously important, and I don't need to explain to my Commanders fans watching this video right now because you lost Montez Sweat and Chase Young. And I think it was for the better because you're moving on to a new culture, right? You're just moving on. And so we knew that there was going to be a ton of change within the Washington Commanders team, specifically the defensive side of things outside of the quarterback position. Because, folks, I take a look at the offensive side of things and, they've got 6 picks in the top 100. I assume a lot of trades are going to be going down here. I know they need edge rushers. Obviously, they need a quarterback, but they still have holes that they're looking to fill. You're looking to find a long-term left tackle. You're looking to find another wide receiver to pair up with Scary Terry and Jahan Dotson. I like Zach Ertz if he can stay healthy, but I think tight end's a huge positional need for him. They could use some more defensive backs, whether that be cornerback or the safety position. Once again, you obviously need some future edge rushers. But folks, I think what Adam Peters is doing, it's just doing an exquisite job. And it might not be right away. It might not be a Houston type of start like they had last season. Houston ended up winning 10 football games. They ended up winning the division. They ended up blowing out the Cleveland Browns in the wild card round of the playoffs. I'm not saying Washington's going to come out here because you're in a difficult division. I'm not saying they're going to come out here and rattle off 10 plus wins, 100%, make the playoffs, win a playoff game. But folks, eye on the prize here. Long-term trajectory of what Washington's doing is beautiful. They're implementing a new culture, a new system led by Dan Quinn as your head coach. And whatever quarterback it ends up being, paired up with new offense coordinator Cliff Kingsbury, you got to be licking your chops. So, sorry, I'm a little bit sick. Once again, it looks like the narrative right now is pushing to Drake May. Personally, I think Jaden Daniels is that dude. Jaden Daniels last year, the Heisman winner, 40 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, over 3,800 passing yards. He had a QBR of 95.6. Me personally, I think any SEC player in any position, in any draft, you never really can go wrong there. But Drake May, even if it was JJ McCarthy, I think that's a severe long shot. But no matter who the quarterback is for Washington next season, I really like the system that has been set in place for them. And they're only going to bolster it with 6 picks in the top 100. So thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. But most importantly, Commanders fans, what are your thoughts on free agency thus far? And who are you selecting at pick number 2?